Hi, everyone. This is John Landers at T-Bames with Connecting Through Music. I have with me today Tom Dudley, aka Blues Buddha, who performed for us back in July of 2013 at the Gibson Guitar Studios. And Tom, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
Yep. So if you can remember, what was your impression of performing for us back there and at the Gibson Studios?
What I loved about that night, it was very professional, and the people that were there were extremely talented. You had a nice audience. I mean, so all around, it was a great experience. I think I recorded some of that stuff too. I had somebody there filming some of it, and it just, it was all around great experience.
Did you make some good
Profe-
connections at that point during that?
Not directly from that, like that I can remember because it's a while now. I don't remember, but I'm sure that they were available to me. I didn't really reach out to anybody myself personally. Maybe some of the guys I was with did.
Okay. So when did you first realize that music was your calling?
I've been around music my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, and it took me. I really walked away from it for a while because we all get a life, we all got things we got to do, we got to get a job, and most people tell you that a life in music is kind of silly. Come on, stop. Be real.
Hmm.
And I bought into that for a little while. And in 2008, I decided to come back, and go full headed with it and make it full time. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life because now I do exactly what I want to do and I do it all day long. It's a
Awesome.
beautiful.
So who are your influences in music?
I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and the British invasion type people were very big in my life. Eric Burden and the Animals was a big influence for me.
Hmm.
He still is. He's still out there. He's still playing. And when I think about my style and the things I like, he's one of the people I look back to. I could say Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels was another big influence in my life. Um, I love, I got into the blues through that. I didn't even realize they were blues at that time. I didn't realize that Eric Burden was doing Muddy Waters stuff or all this other things, and I didn't realize the Beatles and the Stones were doing it too. You
Hmm.
know, that's something I found out later in life. But when I came back, I went into that area, and I'm very influenced by John Lee Hooker. Love John Lee Hooker.
Hmm.
Um, I love Howlin' Wolf. Howlin' Wolf stuff really resonates with me because it's not your typical blues,
Okay.
and the blues are the roots, the rest of the fruits, because everything is the blues. I'm actually working on a concept of that type of material right now.
Nice. Okay. So what have been your challenges in getting your music career started in today's environment?
Hmm. uh, well, when I first came back, I did all that I was supposed to do. I recorded a CD. I put it out there through radio stations. I did a campaign. I got myself played all over the world. And I invested in myself. But what
Hmm.
I found out is that the world was changing at that time, and a lot of those routes were not the way to go anymore. You know, because when you do a campaign with your music and send it out there, you get a couple of months of rhythm, and then if it doesn't catch on, you're lost. Because in today's world, anybody can make a record, and anybody can put it online. Anybody can do this campaign like I did. I hired somebody, an agent. I did a lot of it myself, so it was a lot of work, getting my
Hmm.
name out there and getting myself. And so putting a CD together took me about a year, and then promoting it took me. So I didn't have time to do that. So I started making singles, I started
Mm-hmm.
doing singles for a long time, and I would do like one a month. I would record it and I would just put it online,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a lot of rhythm from that, through the basic platforms.
What
I
do
put
you?
it on Facebook and Instagram and all those.
uh,
I haven't done that as much in the last couple of years.
So, some social media sites. What sites do you feel work best for you? If you can
Hmm.
answer that.
Yeah, what I found out about social media is, because even when I left the music scene, I went into marketing for a while, and I didn't realize that the power of the internet is very diverse. You
Yeah.
know, like you put something on Facebook, you're on one audience. You put something on Instagram, you're with another audience. Put something on TikTok, you're with another audience. And that's the way they're developed, and that's the way they're built.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm putting something on Facebook, I'm facing an older audience. If I'm putting something on Instagram, middle age, like anywhere from late 20s to 40s. So I put it on a little bit on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and I look to see, kind of rhythms I get. But again, like I said, the last couple of years, because of COVID and all the things that went happen, um, I didn't record as much. I didn't do as much of the stuff that I was doing in the past.
Hmm.
So it's changed for me. I'm working on, right now I'm older. My focus is changing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I'm gonna go back into the studio again. Hopefully, real soon. I got
Okay.
some ideas. So maybe I'll start promoting it online stronger again. You know.
Okay. So, what would you tell someone just wanting to get started into the music industry right now if they want to become an artist? What would you advise them based on your experiences?
It's a really crazy world. Getting involved in the entertainment industry is a crazy world. And what I found for myself to be in this industry is I wanted only everything I do is involved with music or entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do other things. Like I work with all different types of people. And I'm an older artist, so I work, in I work for a charity right now that is a music charity,
Mm.
and we work with young kids, and we do rap, and we do R&B, and we do all sorts of stuff. We write songs with these kids, and we do and we put on shows every quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Every 3 months, we put on full production shows across the state of New York with about 14 different clubhouses in New York. We're funded by the government.
Nice.
Um, that for me, pays the bills. And then
Mm-hmm.
I also work with veterans. I do veteran facilities. I go in and do shows for veterans, by myself. And I
Mm.
also do shows for senior centers by myself. And those pay well, and they're not, because I want to keep myself in music. I want to keep myself constantly doing something that's making me money in music so I can be a full-time musician,
Nice.
so that I can afford to record, then I can afford, because if you're going to build a career in music, and there's a very few people that it's hard to make it. It's
Yeah.
extremely hard to make it.
Right.
So if you're working towards your goal and you got yourself in the music world, still recording, still doing the things you want to do. If you get your break, you get your break. You know,
Right.
you know. And again, it's based on my age as well. I'm not looking to be right now. I'm not looking to go on the road and bang around. I mean, I would like to go to Europe again and do
Mm.
some stuff over there, but right now, I'm just trying to stay in the music and keep myself recording and current with my stuff.
Well, after when we're done with this interview, I'll share some resources where you can maybe get into Europe. But that's awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, and anything else you'd like to share with the audience, with everyone, before we finish up on the interview?
Yeah, times are changing again. Live music is struggling where I am in New York. I'm in New York City,
Hmm.
and it's hard to get audiences to come out now. It's harder um to really put your stuff out there because anybody could, like I said, anybody could put out a song, and you have
Hmm.
to scrub through a lot of bad stuff to get the good stuff. And there's nothing bad. I don't want to say bad, but there's a lot of unprofessional stuff out there.
Yes.
So what it comes down to is be true to yourself. You know, I'm
Hmm.
true to myself. I know that I want to be in this and I want to be surrounded by it. And live music is important. There's a lot of things that are going on with A&I that
Hmm.
are using, because you could write a song in 30 seconds now. You just
Yeah.
go to you put it in there. But if you're dependent on that, and far be it for me, I'm an old guy, so far be it for me to tell people not to do that. I go there and do it, and just to see, and then I use what I take. I take what I need, and I leave the rest. Because if it's
Well,
not you, it's not real. You know.
as far as AI is concerned, anyone can create something really good, but it's how you perform it that makes the difference. So,
And when you perform it, and if it's yours, it's much more passionate, and as much it comes
yes,
from your soul. If you're just depending on something to make something for you, that's cool, but it ain't great. You know,
yes.
you know, it ain't
Okay.
great.
Well, Tom, thanks very much for your time. And anyone who wants to learn more from Tom, he's got a website, tomdudleybluesbuddha.com. And it'll be posted on the YouTube site when we post this recording. And thank you all for joining us. And thank you, Tom, for your time. I appreciate it.
And thank you for the things you've done for music, because like that stuff that you did in New York. I haven't seen you in a while, and I know you're always trying to do things to bring live music, and it's very appreciated. So thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. Okay.